Hey there and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. If you're new, make sure you subscribe before you leave, and if you're a returning subscriber, if you haven't already, hit that little bell down below for notifications on when I put up new videos. I upload twice a week. As you can tell from the title of the video and the fact that I have her sitting next to me, Chloe is back for, I think, our 4th installment now.
I know, a reoccurring series.
Reoccurring series because you guys love this, and I love this.
I love it.
We all love this. It's an opportunity for us to talk more candidly, and I don't think I could do this with anyone else but you.
I just think it works well with us together.
If you're, for some reason, watching this for the first time, I'm gonna let Chloe kind of introduce herself a little bit.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I never know what to say every time I do this. I'm a Pisces. That's the most important thing to know about me.
Yeah.
Sarah's gonna link my Instagram down below.
Yes.
I'll make a YouTube.
Honestly, you can't even say that anymore because every single time.
And it's been like a year since we made the first video.
We've gone through at least 2 seasons since you said that. I put up something on Instagram yesterday asking you guys for your sex and relationship questions. We might dig into questions from last time. I feel like we always say that, but maybe I'll pull up the comments if we feel like we have time. Again, she's on a little bit of a time constraint. This one works all the time, so we managed to get this together.
For you guys. Sarah's about to leave. We arranged this last night for you.
Exactly. But we still got some juicy questions, and as usual, she doesn't know any of them. But as per usual, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
Cheers.
How can you tell a relationship has become toxic? She's got receipts.
I mean, I feel like deep down inside of you, you know. And you might not be ready to admit it yet, but you know when something's not good for you, you know? If someone's leaving you feeling like awful and you have to reassure yourself after leaving a conversation with them, you're like, you know they didn't mean it like that though. They actually care about you. This is you to yourself also.
Yeah, also, like, if you have to make excuses for their behavior all the time,
convince yourself that they're doing things like for other reasons than exactly
if they
happening.
have to constantly keep apologizing for their bad behavior, or if there is bad behavior,
and never any improvement, it's really easy to say sorry, but it's a lot harder to actually make that change within yourself. And if you can't just say sorry a million times, you have to change something at some point.
Absolutely. And so I feel like if a relationship has become toxic, if you're asking yourself that question, that's usually an indicator that it has become toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So just trust your instincts, and if you're ever unsure, you know, you can even go to a friend or a professional or somebody who's had like experience.
Find your friend who's gonna be honest with you though.
Yeah, you can just kind of say something like, this isn't necessarily even my situation, I have a friend who's in this, or it's a situation I know of. If this was happening to you, or if this was a situation you were in, what would you do? Is this toxic? So just kind of ask yourself those questions. And genuinely, I feel like at the end of the day, like if you're asking yourself that, then you're it
is probably toxic.
Yeah.
Question number 2.
Oh my god.
So this one's for Sarah. I know you're in an open relationship. Have you been dating, and what have your experiences been?
Yes, I have been dating. I kind of go through like waves. I was dating, I think in like the winter, I saw a few people. Nobody that I would have like stuck to permanently, and then I took
That's why we take a break.
Yeah, I took a good 4-month vacation. Yeah, like I have been on dates. Some have been really good. Some have been not so good. I feel like my overall experiences have been, even with people who seem, I guess, more understanding, more serious of my situation, I think overall there's always that like level of like fuckboy in everyone that I've seen.
Every man has it in himself.
Yeah, and I think it's because a lot of people, when they know that I'm in an open relationship, they immediately kind of take the emotion out of it for them. Like it's just like strictly like a sex thing, which is like, that's not what I want. And I know for people who like look at it from the outside looking in, their viewpoint is like, well, you're already in a relationship, why do you need the emotion? But like, I don't think that that's wrong to kind of just want a friend as well as somebody who I can be like intimate with, both like physically and emotionally. And it's been hard to find that, and I don't feel I found that. I feel like in situations I've thought I was close to that, and it never happened.
And they disappoint every time.
It's really unfortunate. I've also been in a relationship for 6 years with someone where I talk to them consistently daily. I tell them everything that I feel, and even for myself, it's a learning process to know and to kind of like know what you can share and what you can't share, or what to expect and what you can't expect. But then I also feel like it's a level of like, are my expectations really that high, when it's just kind of like not that, I don't know.
Well, and I mean, I think that's where it kind of like works well in an open relationship for you, because you're someone who wants a lot, and there's nothing wrong
Yes.
but there's nothing wrong with that. But it can be a lot for one person who maybe doesn't want to like always be doing that. So that's where you look for, you know, that same kind of love and emotion in other places, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And there's also nothing wrong with not being able to provide that constantly.
Yeah.
You know, because relationships are draining. Nothing wrong. They're worth it. They're totally worth it, but they are draining.
Yeah.
And like, you know, Gil's like a Pisces. You have to, you know what I mean? But you know, he needs like his alone time. He gets like introverted, and like he's maybe not someone who wants to share constantly. Whereas like you are that person.
Yeah, I am to an extent. Yeah. I feel like I've been called out by Leo memes so fucking bad
all
lately.
the time. No, it's fine.
All the
Me
time.
too.
My friend sent me this meme. It's like, Leo gets bored or texts 10 people for validation, never answers.
Yeah, like, but it's
call me the
okay.
fuck out. And I think it's been difficult because I'm not going to go ahead and be dishonest with a person and tell them I'm not in a relationship. And I don't know if it would be any easier for me being a single gal on the dating scene, because even the experiences that you've had haven't been
Yeah, it's
easy.
not good either way.
Yeah. I think that like, if a dude's a fuckboy, a dude's a fuckboy. Like, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And they're only going to change for themselves. They're not going to change for you, and you can't force that to happen. And it sucks that a lot of them just aren't ready for how good their life could be with us. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Truth Hurts by Lizzo. In short, it's been what I kind of expected it to be, and what it has always kind of been. Because I think with every person I see, the good ones and the bad ones, it kind of teaches me even what my own level of expectation should be out of a person. I date on and off, but I'd say I've really been dating since I moved to Toronto. And it's interesting to go from someone where you already have that established, like, we can expect these things out of each other, to meeting people and being like, okay, either this is purely just what it is, or we can expect things out of each other. And it's like, I guess it's just like a learning curve for me.
And you're honest with people, like, and a lot of people aren't honest back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard getting used to.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think that one thing that I've experienced, again, it's a learning curve, but I'm sure you've kind of experienced this too, is like, I feel like reciprocation can sometimes make people call you out for being crazy or whatever, or too much. It's like, if I go into a situation and someone's like very affectionate, very talkative, very forthcoming with their feelings, then the second that you
give it back,
that,
they're like,
dude, you're being too much.
That's not what I meant. Like, I didn't know that you were gonna, like, you know,
I didn't know you were gonna
like me
reciprocate
back.
these
Like,
things. Yeah.
I just thought that I could act like we were in a relationship and not actually be in.
Yeah. So that's been a thing too. It's like, it's just, and that's why I took that's why I hibernated all winter, because that's what I was getting. Okay, we've been on this one a lot.
Yeah.
So.
We just have a lot to say about it.
I know, maybe we should make an entire video about like this.
Just the dating scene in general.
Also, yeah, just how my experiences are actually not even that entirely different from your experiences.
No.
Should you check each other's phone in a relationship? I mean, okay, I will admit, previously I've done this, and that was just from a level of just not trusting my partner. And I felt very justified in that, because there was the breaking of trust. But at the end of the day, I don't think that was right of me. I don't think that I should have done that. I don't know if you mean like going behind the person's back and checking it while they're not there, or asking to see it, but like, regardless, like, I think everyone's just sort of allowed to have their own level of privacy.
Which I totally understand. And again, I think if you're feeling like that, there's a deeper issue.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think it's the worst thing in the whole.
I'm kind of on the fence. I think that there are definitely two arguments to that side. I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle of, it depends on who the person is and how they feel about it, and I think everyone kind of makes their own call.
Especially in a relationship, like, I have no problem with the person that I'm with checking my phone. Go ahead, anything that I've said on there, I'll say to your face.
Yeah.
If you don't feel that comfortable with me, that means there's a problem. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but you shouldn't feel like you constantly have to. That's it. On that.
Exactly.
What are some good ways to meet people and start dating? I'm asexual, so apps feel weird. Ooh. Yeah, I get that because, like, everyone on apps is just trying to fuck.
Absolutely.
Or trying to have sex, sorry.
Somebody needs to make an app for asexual people or people who are not super sexually driven. Can I tell you where you should go? Honestly, no, because I don't know where to go. I'm not asexual, but, like, there are times I don't feel sexual whatsoever.
I don't think there's going to be a specific location where you find more asexual people unless you go to a specific event for that and look around in your area. But look for people who are interested in the same things as you. And if people care about you, you know, like, they're gonna learn to accept however you are.
Yeah.
And if they're people who can't understand the differences in people, you don't need that kind of person in your life.
But maybe there are, like, meetup groups, like maybe meetup.com for, like, asexual people, or specifically, like, Googling that, like, how to date as an asexual person. Because there's got to be a way, because there are other people like you out there, and I stay off of Tinder.
I don't want to tell you how to have your experience as that kind of person, because I can't, you know what I mean? We can maybe kind of relate in that we want our privacy sometimes, but I don't think we can fully relate to your experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And the thing is, I'm not even having a good time dating, so I don't even, like, I don't even feel qualified to tell you a good way to do it, because I don't know how. It's just a huge mess. You just gotta put yourself out there and hope that things go right at some point.
Can you feel Chloe's feelings sometimes?
I'm desperate. No, I'm kidding. Things are, like, they're just not gonna work out 99% of the time, and most of that, like, percent is for a good reason that it doesn't work out, but you just have to keep getting on the horse, even though it throws you off every time.
Favorite facial feature on a partner? Wow, that was a tongue twister. Ooh, facial feature. Ooh, I'm all about lips. Like, lips really do it for me.
I love a good smile. I love nice eyes.
I love a good jawline.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a specific case-by-case thing.
I think I personally wouldn't date someone that I didn't like their eyes or their smile.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, that's, like, jawline, maybe I could pass on. You know, I could, for the right person, I could give that up. But I think your eyes, if they look creepy, I don't know if I could do that for my whole life.
Like, imagine if trusting eyes. Yeah. As a plus-size woman, how do I get my body to get into better sex positions with my boyfriend? But I have more experience now.
Feel free, take the lead.
Okay, so previously I would have said, yes, do things like work at it, whatever. So, and I'm getting very TMI in this video, but I am an adult, as we all are who are watching this, 18 plus. We'll put a disclaimer on this video. I feel like the thing that happened to me most recently was, like, there were certain sex positions that, like, weren't exactly, like, the most comfortable for me, but I was getting, like, assistance from my partner in a way that was, like, I didn't have to ask for it, like, he just kind of, like, knew to kind of assist me in those positions. Certain positions, i.e., because I'm already getting TMI, is, like, when I'm on top, like, I have leg muscles, but I don't have, like, the best leg muscles. I can't be, like, riding you for a while.
Yeah.
So
he knows to do
from the bottom. Do from the bottom. Get in the position, but also, like, whoever you're being sexual with probably also might know that there's, like, limitations to what you're doing.
But you can tell them too. There's nothing wrong with telling your partner.
That my body doesn't really work like that.
And you don't even have to say it that way. Like, can you do some stuff from the bottom here?
Yeah. The person will just kind of be like, okay, maybe she's getting a little bit tired, or because people get tired during sex. Sex is, like, a really physically demanding activity.
Yeah.
That's why when you're done, you're done for a while. You can do things like practice makes perfect. One thing that I've done, and not even just for this, but like, I would do squats. Sex is like leg related stuff, right? Like, because a lot of the guys, or a lot of the people that I've been with have been very focused on me being on top. That's like a thing that dudes really like with fat girls. I feel like I've, like, focused on, like, building my leg muscle and just doing squats and, like, doing, like, 10 or 20 before bed, so that way I feel a little bit more strong in that sense. But also, like, get a little bit of assistance from your partner and the person you're having sex with. Yeah, and they'll help you.
Same way you'd help them back. If you were lying down, you'd hold your legs back. Just use your brain.
Sex is a two-person
Yeah, it takes
effort.
2 to tango.
Yeah. It's
like we said last time, pillows.
Pillows.
Those little foam things.
If you're even slightly heavy, you're like, even thin people are gonna sink into a mattress. That's just kind of how it is. So like, just think like logic, right? Like logistically, like if your butt's down here and their torso's here, it's gonna be like hard to get in at that angle. But if you bring yourself up, suddenly you're at that angle. Why am I doing this with my trick?
Writing an example for them so they can understand.
Wow, they're like really going into it this time.
What's a good way to get a hookup going without being super direct about it?
Oh, girl, I'm sorry, but I'm really direct about it.
And I feel like if they want it, you don't have to do much.
I feel like, especially if you're a female dating a male, it's not that hard.
You're psyching yourself out, and you're thinking it's a lot harder than it actually is.
Oh my god, just send a nude of yourself.
Honestly, though, guys, like, they're into that, you know? If they opened up their phone, they're...
Oh! If I know that I'm already kind of feeling like this is where I want it to go, I will test the waters by like sending like a slightly risky photo. I feel like 99.9% of the time the person on the opposite end won't oppose that.
You can always show, you can be fun in other ways, you know what I mean?
You don't have to
you don't have to show anything to be fun. And again, like I'm saying, just wear a little bit of a low cut top. They'll take the invitation. Don't worry.
You don't gotta be as direct as me.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want to, all the power to you. If you don't want to, all the power to you. You just, like you were saying, you have to find it in different ways then. If you don't even want to show any part of yourself, use your words. Your words are very powerful.
And also, okay, because you want to hook up, right? You've gotta be direct in hookup situations. So if you don't want to necessarily say it in person, text them and just be like, I think you're really hot. I want this to go there. I would like to, XYZ.
Just say you want to Netflix and chill. Everyone knows what that means now. You don't want to be that direct, like, how are you going to enjoy the experience, like, when it happens, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you kind of have to put yourself out there a little bit, because that's what hooking up with someone is going to be like. And it's hotter if it's like that.
How can you not feel insecure when you know the guy you like is into way bigger girls than you? I think this also applies to way skinnier girls. Listen, I feel like if somebody's making it clear to you that they're into way bigger girls than you, then first off, bye. Like, why would he ever make it clear to you?
Like, why do we have to, like, do that, you know?
Yeah, like, I don't think anyone should make it clear and evident to you that that's what their preference is. And if I ever catch wind that this person is trying to make me feel like I'm not as attractive because of my size, then I don't want to be involved with them in any capacity. But if it's you just looking at their past, partners, and comparing yourself, then you have to understand that this person's with you for a reason, which is often hard to...
But you gotta stop looking at the pictures of the other girls.
Yeah,
stop
everyone has a past. Everyone has a past. Everyone has past partners.
You for a reason.
Exactly. And he's also with you now. I have so many different ex-boyfriends. I have so many different so many different types of ex-boyfriends, so many different types of like past lovers, and they all look different. All of them. Does that mean that the person that I'm currently with is not physically attractive to me? No, it's just a different person. You're a different person. That doesn't make you better or worse.
Yeah, exactly.
That he's been seeing.
No, you can't torture yourself like that forever. Like,
comparison is the thief of joy.
No, exactly. And if you're worried for a reason, you're probably right about something. You know what I mean? If he's doing something to make you feel that way, he's not the right person for you.
I had an ex-boyfriend who was into much bigger girls. Much bigger girls. And I, at this time, had lost like a bunch of weight. I was like at one of my skinniest weights ever. I wasn't skinny by any means. I was still like a fat girl, but I was skinnier. And he would do this thing where he would pull up photos on, so he had his TV and he would pull up the web browser and go to these like BBW model websites or like SS BBW model websites. And I still remember like laying on his couch and he would have his like cursor and he would literally just circle areas on the screen and be like, I like this on her more and I like this on her more, and her butt is bigger than yours and I like that, and her arms are bigger than yours and I like that, and that
I'm sorry, sir.
really messed me up.
Yeah. Are you a modeling agency? Is that your job?
Yeah.
Then why are you telling me that?
Oh my god, that whole story was so messed up. Like, one of the girls that he did that with, he's like, oh, me and her, we hooked up, like, we had all this history. But do you want to know the worst part? I met this girl in a situation we'd run into each other because we kind of ran in the same circle. I was like, oh, you know my ex-boyfriend. And she's like, who? And I like said his name. She's like, I've never heard of that person before in my life. And I was like, so you've never slept with this person? She's like, no, I've never slept with him.
Oh my god.
But he told me that they slept together. That's an extreme situation for me. But if that's the case, then honestly, nobody should ever make you feel like your body is wrong the way it is.
Whether you're skinnier and do that to someone? Like,
skinnier, fatter, whatever that may be, your body is perfect the way it is. And I went through that situation and I just remember how awful that felt because I had spent my whole life feeling like I was never going to be skinny enough, and then I lost a bunch of weight and I found a boyfriend and all this stuff, only to have my then boyfriend treat me like something was wrong with me, or I wasn't good enough because my body wasn't bigger. So that kind of stuff, like, will mess with you tenfold. But what I'm saying is that if that's the case, you need to get out, and you need to get out now, because that is just as damaging, if not more damaging, than people telling you need to be skinnier. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that on camera, but like...
But like, just don't be like that to people. Yeah. You don't have, you can be nice. It's so easy to be nice.
There's absolutely no reason you need to be doing that.
Like, bye.
Yeah, that's toxic behavior right there. There's a good example.
That's an example of it. Yeah. Exactly. Thoughts on friends with benefits. I have enough friends. And they bring lots of benefits to my life other than using me for sex.
Yeah. Well, okay, I guess our experiences are different. But she's a single gal. It makes sense. You want a boyfriend. You want someone to call at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Sex is... you can get sex anywhere.
I'll work on a friends with benefits after I get a boyfriend. Yeah.
For me, I feel like that's my ideal situation. Because I hate the idea. I really realized I hated the idea of just hooking up. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good.
Not into it.
I want somebody that I can go and be home with and be intimate with just as much as I want someone who I can call and be like, let's go watch a movie together. Like, that is my ideal situation. But that's also because I already have a boyfriend and I have him in life, and that makes sense. I can totally understand for you that it's different.
I don't know, maybe with the right person I would consider it, but generally I feel like that ends up with you acting like we're in a relationship and then me catching feelings and being like, so can we date at some point? And you're like, no, that's not what I was thinking, you silly woman. like I have had guys bring me to their family dinners and stuff.
Oh my
and like,
God.
you know what I mean? And then be like, we're not dating. Like, I'm like, okay,
God.
like, I'm good then, I'll pass.
How do you look / feel sexy when you're naked if you're a plus size apple-shaped woman? Okay.
Oh, fuck, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that. I know what you're saying completely because I'm definitely, like, I have bigger boobs and my shoulders are broader and I don't have a butt.
Same.
So, like, I also know what clothing I personally like on me, and it's been trial and error, and I'm sure you feel the same way, but there's certain, like, styles of lingerie that make me feel good, and there's certain things that don't make me feel good, and it's not necessarily specific to one kind of thing, but I think about, like, the brand. Like, I'm not normally, like, a bikini person unless it's, like, high-waisted, just because I find it evens out my top and my bottom.
Yeah. I look for high-waisted stuff as an apple-shaped person.
I love high-waisted and apple. Like, that's generally my feeling. I don't like a low waist on me.
Yeah.
But I have, like, one set of lingerie from Adore Me, and it's more of a lower cut underwear, but it's got straps that go all up, and same thing like with the bra, and I love that on me. So I think it's just like knowing like what you like on yourself, and you really have to understand how it's going to look on your body.
But what I have to say is, like, getting to a point in my own confidence journey, because I used to, a lot of my family members are built like pear shapes, and I'm not like that at all. Like, I have big boobs, a big belly, like I don't really have much of a butt. And that's all been a really hard thing for me to accept. And there are still times I don't like my belly, but like, I feel like, this is what I told a friend recently, it's like, sometimes it's not even as simple as like, I don't love the shape of my body. There's something about it that you're telling yourself. It's like, my body's preventing me from this. My body is preventing me from people aren't going to find me attractive. And I think I've had enough life experiences to show me that that's not the case. And so if I'm in a situation with someone and they're not a big fan of someone with a belly, like, then that's their prerogative. Like, I'm not going to waste my time or damage my confidence because somebody's like not down with my body shape. Like, we're all shaped different in this world, and this is mine, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I feel sexy. I've done a lot of like looking at myself in the mirror and realizing that like my belly isn't an obstacle to being sexy. Like, I'm sexy. I love putting myself together. I love getting lingerie. I love my boobs. I love my belly. I love my hips. My butt, I'm getting there. But it's like, we're all shaped differently, and it doesn't mean anything. So
there's
like
beauty in all different forms.
Also, like, pear shape and hourglass shape is like, yeah, it's kind of like the reoccurring ideal body type for women, but like it also is just the next fad of like a desired body shape.
They like, you have to just learn to love yourself and the things that you appreciate about your body, and like you'll grow to like the things that you maybe don't like now. But it's more of a self journey. Like, I don't know if I can help you in the bedroom with that. It comes around and changes.
It does. So instead of wasting your life kind of hating your body and wishing it was something different, just realize that there's nothing wrong with your body and that it's worth loving and feeling beautiful and sexy in now. And also, you can do things like Chloe said. Don't look at somebody with a totally different body shape than you and be like, I'm going to wear that for myself, and it's going to look exactly like that. Understand your body's different.
Yeah, wear what you want, but just understand it's going to look different on you.
Yeah, and it's okay if it does.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like apple shape does get like very little representation.
Oh God, yeah. You know that's why I do
Which
what
I totally understand why it's hard for you and why you're feeling that way, because they don't really like show that.
No. And I don't think we're going to get that representation for a really long time, because that's why I've done what I've done, and that's why there's a lot of my videos about being an apple shape have been so popular, because this stuff doesn't get talked about as much as it should. But like, literally, the apple shapes unite. Like, Chloe and I are very different in our size, but we are built the same. How to tell if a guy is fetishizing you or is actually into you for reasons other than your weight. There are tells.
I think if they say like certain phrases, you know,
say certain phrases, or if you're in bed with them and they go for certain body parts.
And that's not saying that they shouldn't touch that if they like you, you know what I mean? It's not like you want to sleep with someone who won't ever touch your stomach. But like, I just think there's a certain way that they approach it that's a little bit different. Rather than like, you know, just like snuggling you, grabbing those areas specifically.
Yeah, like, I've had people who I've slept with, it hasn't been an issue, like, in our communication. Like, nothing in the communication made me feel that way, but then we've, like, slept together, and they were very focused on my belly, which, like, I don't want to exclude my belly from sex. No. It's part of me, but if you're literally like, ooh,
exactly. Like, I don't have a clit there. I don't feel anything there.
It doesn't
I have two perfectly good boobs here. Like, you know,
I have a lot of great body parts to touch.
A whole bunch of things to play with down there. Like, that doesn't do anything for me. That just makes me feel like you're playing with my belly, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this.
If it seems like they're focusing on one single body part of yours, that is not a typical, like, sexual zone, and that could even
they were focusing on your feet for 3 hours. They might have a foot fetish. Like, you know, it might just be how it is.
Yeah, exactly. You'll know. Trust me, you'll know.
And if you're into that, you know, that's fine. Be like that. But if you're not into that, don't put yourself through that, because you're gonna feel uncomfortable forever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've had people like focus like on my belly button, which is another one.
Leave me alone.
My belly button, it doesn't do anything for me.
Please, just make this fun for me too. That's all I want.
What am I supposed to do? Just be like, yeah.
I love that.
Like, it does nothing for me, please.
Nothing turns me on more than when you grab my arm fat.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone.
I had a guy.
Like your armpit or something.
I had a guy once that was like, "Can I fuck your rolls?" I was like, "Absolutely
not. Please leave, sir. Like, the door's over there.
Please, let's just literally do anything else.
Like me for who I am, but don't make me feel like I'm a circus animal that, like, you know, like I'm at a sideshow or something. Like, girl with biggest belly button. Like,
No.
come play with it. Like, I'm good. Leave me alone.
You know, like, honestly, one of the most frustrating things being, like, a fat girl on the dating scene, especially, like, of my size, because I feel like you probably have, like, different experiences. I struggled for so long to feel like dudes would like me because of my size, and then I found this whole community of guys who are like, we love your size. You're so hot. Only to have this other extreme where it was not only did they like my body, but they were fixated on my body.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I had no other option but to go with it, because I felt like, okay, on the normal dating scene,
nobody
wants me. Yeah.
And in this scene, everyone wants me, but they make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But I'm gonna go with it for now.
I feel it's like
objectifying,
extreme objectifying. It's like to the point where even it's like I've had guys be like, "Oh, you'll be so much hotter when you have another 50 pounds on you," and it's like. Or I'm hot now.
And you know, someone could do that with anything that you are. Someone could do that with your race. Someone could do it if you're a bodybuilder or you're super skinny. They shouldn't be fetishizing you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable like that.
Yeah.
You should be able to appreciate the beauty in all bodies.
About the person.
And I'm not saying you have to be attracted to every single person, but I'm not here for your entertainment. Like I said, I'm not a circus animal. You don't get to make me look the way you want. This isn't Build-A-Bear. This is real life.
I'm not a Build-A-Bear. I'm a human being.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we've said this last time, but I really want to make a full video on this, on how to know if you're being fetishized, what to do if you feel like you're being fetishized, because I felt very stuck in that. Very, very stuck in that. And I was like, I want to date, but I want people to see me beyond that. What the fuck do I do? Because this is killing me. It made me feel absolutely miserable to have those experiences, but also feel like unless I was to become a skinny person, those were the experiences I was going to have. But I can tell you there are other people out there who won't do that.
Exactly. You will find people. It might take a while and it might be hard, but it'll be worth it when you find the people who actually appreciate your beauty and don't settle for someone who's not giving you what you
just
deserve.
Because they're
not your only option.
Yeah.
There's like, what, 7 billion people on the planet? They're not not the only option here. Don't worry.
Exactly. And I'd say all my most recent experiences in the last year have been with people who aren't solely fixated on like a specific part of my body.
Yeah.
And they see me as a whole package. And that was something I never dreamed of for myself. I never thought that was possible. So no, it's possible. But sometimes if you're on a specific website, which I'm not going to name the website, but there is a specific website where people who like fat people go, and people who are fat go to date. If you're on that website, I don't suggest looking there because people on there are going to fetishize you.
Exactly.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah, I think that's all we have.
Yeah, and she's got to go, but we want to thank you guys again for making this so popular. I wish Chloe could stay longer and we could do this more frequently, but it's actually kind of nice that we space it out as much as we do because we couldn't answer the same dating questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Exactly. We learn more. We're doing research for you.
Exactly. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But as per usual, thank you guys again. You guys love Chloe. Let her know in the comments. She looks at them and boosts her ego with them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't say anything mean, I'll cry.
And then if you guys have any questions, like let us know. And we will hopefully try to answer it next time. I just kind of like need to get better at planning this. We just kind of did this like very
last minute one.
Yeah.
Next time, we got you. No worries.
Okay. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. So don't forget you can find new videos from me every Wednesday and every Sunday. I do blog posts every Tuesday and every Thursday. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming because you know I can't get enough of this feeling you're giving me. Don't wanna wake up. No, I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up without you.